Hi guys, hi YouTube, it's me, Numi, and reporting to you today from the United States, where I am for a conference. So probably explains why there may have been one or two fewer videos than you would normally find on my channel. There'll be a miniature, small, mega, not so mega unboxing of some coins that have come back from NGC in the UK when I get back next week. But meanwhile, I'll keep you busy and occupied with some arrivals videos. And today's arrivals start off with a coin that I bought from a Facebook group. So there's lots of places to come across coins to buy, not just the ones that you would normally think, the major auctions, the big dealers, the coin fairs, but a lot of coin transactions now happen online on Facebook groups and on forums. And one of the main reasons for that is that the transaction costs when it comes to coins and to a greater extent bullion and bullion, silver and gold can be so high, and sometimes for bullion particularly the margins can be very, very small. So paying eBay a whopping great big fee for doing the transaction can be really difficult. As you can see, this coin in front of you is an 1817 full sovereign with the garter pattern. You'll recognise the garter pattern from the recent 2017 sovereign celebrating 200 years. This of course is the original one from the reign of George III. It's not a bad coin. It's difficult to know exactly how this is going to grade. You've got even a little bit of luster left on the St George side, whereas the King side is a little bit flatter. So you can see that there's no real luster there. It's a tiny bit flat. It's not incredibly worn. My guess is that it's about an AU coin, maybe an AU 53 or AU 55 coin if I'm lucky. And the only question mark on it is you can see in the light just below the King. You can see just on the left hand side is some little marks in the fields, and the question really is whether those marks get through the grading process or whether the marks cause it to get some kind of details grading. The month of May is going to be a pretty big month for new coins, so why not use the special code for May, valid until the 31st of May, and the code is Larry. The code is Larry. Valid at thecoinconnection.co.uk. Did any of you manage to pick up the Sherlock Holmes new £2 coin that came out at the Royal Mint the other day? I don't know whether there are any of those left. It's not one that I've particularly looked at the moment, but I know a number of people seem to have bought it. And just a reminder that the special Strike on the Day Sovereign is coming out on the 24th of May. So watch out for that one. That's 650 limited mintage, plain rim, 200th anniversary privy, matte finish sovereign. It can be very difficult, I know, to work out which are the new issues that are worth buying and which ones aren't. I have to confess that I'm not incredibly good at it, so often don't take my word for it. My view is that probably 80 to 90% of new mint issues will tend over the long term to fail in some way. So my advice is really to buy the ones that you really like the design, or particularly look for low mintages. 50p's, gold 50p's with a mintage of 400 or less are a reasonable bet. special edition sovereigns with a mintage of 1,000 or less, preferably 700 or less, can also be a good buy. This one here is a gold 50p, Stephen Hawking, the first one in the Innovation of Science series, and this one only has 400 mintage, which is pretty low for a gold 50 pence. What happens is that the lower the mintage, the better the resale values hold up quite often on eBay sales. So if you look at sold listings for the Stephen Hawking 50p, at the moment they're doing pretty well. Similarly, this 2017, this is the BU, this is the 1000 mintage BU edition. That seems to also be doing very well on the secondary market. And I put one of those through auction at Heritage, and it did very well in the auction, international auction market as well. This one's a kind of interesting one. This is produced for Tristan de Kahuna, and it's a sovereign, but it's a square sovereign. I don't know how many of those they've minted. It's obviously a bit of a novelty item, and I'm interested to see how NGC are going to slab that one and what kind of holder they put it in, given its kind of square rounded off corners kind of design. This one is one that's come back from a collector because the NGC graders didn't accredit it as a variety, and you can see here it's basically got unbarred A's in Gracia, which is a kind of commonly known variety. I asked for it to be graded, but NGC sometimes don't appear to be that good at doing variety designations on some sovereigns. This one is also mechanical, it's come back, and this one should be, I think this was the one that should be the short tail variety, 1871 half sovereign. I need to double check that variety, but I think it's come back for the same reason as a mechanical. What a mechanical means is that NGC will redo the service free of charge and pay costs because they've got something wrong. That has tended to happen too often, really, but then I am sending quite a few coins, so it may be just the law of averages, and it may be probably what could be expected and may not be as bad as sometimes I think it is. Mostly they provide a very, very good service, and mostly they don't make mistakes, but sometimes when they do make mistakes, it can be time consuming to sort out and cause delays in the grading process, which can be unfortunate. But generally, when they do make a mistake or when it hasn't gone quite right, they actually will they'll do something about it, and they will put coins back through the process free of charge. These ones you're seeing here have arrived for on behalf of a friend of mine in another country, so he had them delivered to me, and that one is quite a rare coin from the Ezen collection, PCGS, a medium tail sovereign. You see there's the long tail design, there's a short tail variety, and this is the first one I've ever seen that has a medium tail variety. If you ever see coins with the Ezen, E-Z-E-N collection on eBay, that's a very good pedigree. Mr. Ezen has a very good eye for quality in these coins. Sometimes he gets them graded. They may be a really nice coin, hits an AU58 instead of mint state, and he puts them out on eBay and sells them. But you can be sure that anything with an Ezen pedigree is actually a pretty good bet to pick up in an eBay auction. And I've actually bought one or two of his coins in eBay auctions myself, and I've been very pleased with them. So that brings us to the end of this little arrivals video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll put up another couple, and I'll also show you some coins that are arriving in Florida in the next few days, including some that I think are really quite nice, or should be quite nice to take a look at and talk about the history of.